This
Me?
is Clown Town Podcast #1. This is Joe here. I'm a huge Saints fan. Love the NFL. Love all sports. Higgy, how about you?
Yeah, huge Boston sports fan. Follow pretty much everything, but mostly football and baseball.
Tyger?
How's it going? Huge minor league anything fan. Let's go.
Oh, baby.
XFL, MILB, AHL. Let's talk. I'm not talking about the D League. I'm not talking about the D League.
Fuck the D League. All right. Well, let's talk first. Tiger.
Okay.
I understand that you were a Pats fan a year ago, but now you're a Tampa Bay fan.
See, is this the direction this podcast is going in? Because I didn't think that was it.
No, talk to me about the switch. Talk to me.
The what?
Talk to me about the switch.
The switch. Well, I made this decision way before Tom Brady, so I was here first.
Okay.
Let's just set the record straight.
Yeah.
So Tom Brady's the follower?
Nah. Well, see, I joined the Bucks first.
He did. He
Gotta
did join the
let
Bucks
that
first.
be a
You know,
fact. It was a few months beforehand. I said, you know what? I've been robbed of the NFL experience of enjoying a team, going through the pain and the suffering, but also going through the joyous celebration. See, what I was finding with the Patriots was that it's just constantly winning, right? Of course.
Yep.
And so I felt like, if the expectation of the Patriots is to win. And when they win, it's like, okay, you did your job. And when you lose, it's detrimental. And what I was really looking for was a team where you can say, holy crap, we just won. That's insane. And if you lose, you say, okay, well, yeah, that sucks, but it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
So I figured it would be the Bucks. Now, lo and behold, Tom Brady goes, so now the expectation is probably following, where I'm going to expect a 12-4 season.
I wouldn't expect that. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you should accept that. You know what I'm saying? The Saints will win the division. The Bucks will be a close second, but here's what I'm gonna say: the Bucks have a lot of problems. Yeah, adding an old QB is a good start, okay, because Winston's a clown. But I think they're defensively they have some problems and they need to fix that. Their D line is pretty bad.
What are you talking about? Jason Pierre-Paul isn't a rock
Jason
solid?
Pierre-Paul is 100 years old. They need some work. I don't see any moves being made. I don't. So, we'll move on.
They also need a running back.
They do. You're right.
It's like you have Mike Evans, you have Chris Godwin on there, but
with
Brady, you can't have Brady throwing it the entire game. You need someone that can run it. He can't run it, so you need somebody in there that can run the ball for him. I don't really.
Right.
I see a little over 500 season this year.
Yeah, they have I think this is a transition year. Some of them are not going to be used to the Brady mentality. I feel like that offense has to completely do a 360 from Winston, and I think it's going to take a year.
It's because Brady's been following the Belichick method for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Him going to the Buccaneers, who haven't been able to find a method that works for them since the last time they made the playoffs in 2007.
Yep.
So I don't see it.
It's been a while for sure.
It has been a while.
I mean, there's a couple pickups that teams can make, or that the Buccaneers can make for a running back. I mean, Devontae Freeman is no longer the guy in it.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody has gotten him yet.
I'm very surprised.
They should have signed Todd Gurley.
They should have signed Todd Gurley or Gordon. They should have signed Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon. Yeah.
Let's transition into these, different free agency moves. Where will Cam end up?
Cam,
I think Chargers.
Chargers would be a good pick.
I like the Chargers. Chargers have Eckler, and imagine Cam Newton on there having Eckler running it. He's able to run it. You have Keenan Allen on there. You have it just fits.
I think it does fit too. And they have a decent defense. Joey Bosa. They have a decent defense, and I don't know. That'd be a good fit for him. I honestly think he's overrated. I don't like Cam at all.
Would you hate to see him go to Atlanta?
I don't know how I feel about that, because what does that mean for Matt Ryan? What, one or two? What do they say about that? You know what I'm saying? Why would they sign him? What did they tell Matt Ryan if they signed him?
But it's got to be pretty clear that they're not exactly what they used to be. And the quarterback that they have, Matt Ryan, yeah, he's a good thrower. But, I mean, since Super Bowl 51, he hasn't really been able to do anything for him.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I don't know. Maybe if they need that to kind of do something, make some noise again, wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Yeah,
but
no, I agree with you.
So, Matt Ryan's not that much older than Cam Newton. And would you really want to give up Matt Ryan, who brought you to a Super Bowl, like, won you a ton of games, like, been very consistent throughout his career, and Cam Newton just not that consistent. I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't lose Matt Ryan to pick up Cam Newton.
Cam Newton also didn't play all last year too, so he was hurt.
Yeah, right. He was hurt. All last season with a foot injury, and then also the previous season with a shoulder injury. He missed some games.
Yep. So I got another potential landing spot for you. What do you think about Detroit?
Wow. I think that's. I don't know. They signed.
I like their. Yeah. I like their QBs. I like Blau. Blau's a good QB. I don't see Stafford staying there for much longer. I don't even see him being the starter next season. I think he might.
Really?
Game. I don't see him starting most or at least half of the games for them next season.
I think he may go down as one of the most underrated quarterbacks to ever play because his team just did nothing for him the whole time.
Calvin Johnson retired way too early.
Yeah, but I mean,
29, 30.
Well, he wanted out of there because they weren't doing anything, and they wouldn't trade him, so he had to retire. It was just he stays with the team, makes makes tons of money, but you're on a team that's not going to win like any games, even if he's there. You still have nobody.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Detroit being good in the next 5 years. I think they need a lot of steps. I haven't seen them. They this season, this offseason, they've done like a couple things that mimics the Patriots, but I think in 3 or 4 years they'll be decent. But
they have been adding a lot to the defense. The defense has been getting a lot better in the past couple of seasons, but their offense just isn't there.
Yep.
They keep drafting these guys and they just don't pan out. Like Amir Abdullah, he didn't pan out. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Who's the cornerback that just Slay?
Safety.
Yep. Yeah. Did you see what he said about Patricia?
No, I didn't see what he said. What did he say?
He said he's completely lost respect for him.
Really?
Which translates to me that Patricia's lost the entire team. I mean,
over just one season? That's kind of crazy to me.
It's kind of nuts, but I mean, you also look at it and you kind of start to think of how much the Patriots' defense was Bill Belichick.
You're right. Yep.
And, it doesn't really matter who you plug in there on defense. And this year was it kind of showed because you had Gerard Mayo, great defensive mind, yes, and his son, I believe it was Steve, as running the defense, but were either of them really running the defense? Because you look over at the sideline when the offense is on the field and Bill's over there crouched over talking with the defense with Steve and Gerard Mayo as well.
Steve Belichick?
Yeah.
Steve Belichick is the weirdest looking man I've ever seen in my life. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I wonder how much it is. Because that was Belichick's – that was his defense with the Giants when he got started with the Giants. That was his defense. Lawrence Taylor – completely pummeled. That entire defense pummeled teams.
Yeah.
Held them to 3 points, 7 points, scoreless. That was his, and that's what he loved to do. So, yeah, I mean, you could say what you want about Patriots defense and defensive coordinators, but I think a lot of it comes down to Belichick, and I feel like with Matt Patricia, it's kind of highlighting how good Belichick is, that maybe it's not entirely Matt Patricia.
And I think this season will go towards what you're saying 100%.
Oh, yeah.
If they can do it without Brady and they can make the playoffs, forget it. Like, that's Belichick 100%.
Yeah.
That's all Belichick. I mean, it just shows you how smart Belichick has been this past 15 years.
Yep.
His dynasty has been crazy. So,
but you do need a quarterback to play football.
You do, and I don't know what they're going to do. Higgy, what are they going to do? They have Hoyer. They're not going to start Hoyer, are they?
The Patriots?
Yeah.
No. The only reason they brought back Hoyer is because they need a backup. Hoyer's not going to start. Stidham's going to start.
So who's going to start?
Stidham? It should be Stidham. Yeah.
It's either going to be Stidham or they're going to go out and get somebody.
that somebody would probably be Andy Dalton, to be honest with you.
I think it's going to be Winston. Jameis Winston.
No.
Yeah.
So bad.
Jameis
See,
Winston. You need to listen to this. Okay. Jameis Winston threw 33 touchdowns last year. 30 interceptions, though. With Belichick's method, there's no chance that Winston throws nearly as many times as he did last year with the Buccaneers. He's not going to throw as many times. The
weapons that he had last year, though. You have Goodwin, you have Evans, and I like Bruce Arians.
Yeah, but that's why he threw it so much. Is because they only had receivers. Yeah. Winston can't do anything. He can't run it. He's not going to hand it off to somebody to run it. He has to pass it. He had to pass it to win games last year.
Yep.
On the Patriots, he has a way to win games where he doesn't need to pass it. And with Belichick, there's no way that he allows a quarterback to throw 10 interceptions and keep starting the game. So I feel like Belichick is going to completely change Winston's method of throwing, the way he approaches every game. I think he'd be a good pickup.
I think you might be right there. And something that I was thinking about was if you do bring him on, exactly what you're saying is there's no way anybody on the Patriots staff is going to let him put up 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions just like he did last year. There's no way. If you put him through the rigorous training and the absolute spin cycle of what Patriots camp is, he's not going to do the same thing. Maybe he throws less touchdowns, but if you can get him to throw less interceptions, he'd be a great quarterback.
And he knows if he does not do good, Belichick is cutting him. He is going to be nervous every single game. He is going to be watching every single throw he makes. On the Buccaneers, he can just throw it up whenever he wants. He doesn't worry about anything. He was the guy on the team.
And take his spot?
Yeah, he was the guy on the team last year.
Right.
Yep. I just don't think he is Belichick's guy. Belichick does not like a guy like Winston. I was watching a video today on YouTube. It was a 2016 game against the Saints where he was benched because he was hurt. And they were losing. I think the Buccaneers were losing 33. The game was pretty much over. And Lattimore, was walking by him on the sideline. Winston came out and poked him in the ear. Went through his helmet and poked him in the ear, just for no reason, just because why not? and then that sparked the whole thing. Mike Evans suspended 3 games because he came up and hit him in the back. So if that happened on the Pats, forget about that. That's not allowed. So I just don't know if that's Belichick's guy.
Yeah, but a lot of players come to the Patriots and change their attitudes. Because they have to.
You are right.
You either come to the Patriots and change your attitude, or you come to the Patriots, get cut, and you're not going to sign with another team because every team's going to be like, well, Belichick doesn't trust you, doesn't think you're the guy, so we're not going to think you're the guy either.
I got a big question for both of you. What do you think? Here we go. Going to New England, packing his bags all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada. Nathan Peterman. Thoughts?
Okay. Is he even in the league anymore?
Yeah.
I don't even think he should throw another pass in the NFL. He has
what's the worst that could happen?
Throw an interception? It's basically he goes out there, either throws it out of bounds or throws an interception. That's basically what he does. He's just, I don't even know.
That'd be a terrible pickup.
The Bills wouldn't even start him. And they were the worst team in the league a couple years ago. They wouldn't even start him.
All right, I do have a real one though. News a couple days ago that the Denver Broncos are letting go of Joe Flacco. Could he be a 1-year fit for the New England Patriots?
I don't think so. I think they either sign a guy that they can keep for a couple years, or they just start sit him.
You don't think that they could use that kind of veteran look?
I don't know.
From somebody who's been to the big show?
He was with Brady all of last season. I think if he needed somebody to teach him stuff, they wouldn't go after Joe Flacco. They would have been like, all right, you learned all you need to know from Brady. There's not really much you can learn more from Flacco that Brady didn't already teach you.
But what we do know about Tom Brady last year is that he really didn't pay that much attention to the rookies. He didn't really work with the wide receivers like N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, it's true.
So, and he didn't show up to OTAs.
I think he just wanted out. He's just like, what's the point in going through all this stuff if I'm not even going to be here next year? And why try to make a team better next year if I'm not going to be there?
So did Stidham, do you think that Stidham really got that attention?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he did it. I agree with Higgy. I don't think that Flacco would be a good fit for that offense at all. I think if he would start, then he would probably start 2 games and just shit the bed and probably lose both those 2 games. And then that would be it. I think Flacco's done. I think Flacco's career is over. He was so overpaid in Denver. I think his contract was like $28 million. It was crazy. Some crazy number. So overpaid.
I'm sure he wouldn't get the same money on New England as he did in Denver. Oh, no. He would probably bonkers move.
He'd probably get 1 year, $15 million. But even that, he would go and he would start and he wouldn't win. He's not a good QB. His career's over. I think it's over. He's got to retire. These guys got to know when to retire.
Yeah, it seems entirely likely. But we're going to see a lot more with free agency over the next couple days and weeks.
I have a question for both of you. What do you think about the Hopkins trade to Arizona?
That one's pretty nuts, and
I'm talk about that one.
I'm gonna take over that convo because I think Higgy dropped the call.
We did. Right.
I think so, but yeah, I mean, what I saw from that was there was an insider report that Bill O'Brien, head coach, didn't really get along with Hopkins. Had some problems with his personal life.
Yep.
And it made it that much easier, I guess. But I did see that DeAndre Hopkins went on Twitter and kind of cleared everything up, said he was thankful for his time in Houston. So I'm not too sure, but, that kind of the personal stuff aside, that's an insane trade, essentially for packing peanuts.
Yep. I think that, first of all, Bill O'Brien's an idiot. To be honest with you, I think he's really dumb. I think he completely that trade was so bizarre to me. Yeah. That trade was so bizarre, not even close to even at all. I think Johnson is completely washed up, and I just don't think he's gonna probably be a backup halfway through the season because he's gonna be that. He was hurt and he didn't do anything for that. He didn't play crazy perfect trade for the Arizona Cardinals, and I think their team will.
That's a robbery.
Yep. Yep. And with a year of experience, I think Murray will be good this year too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Tyger? We're gonna end this.
Yeah, I think I'm all set for this episode.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Sounds good. See you later, Joey.
Right. See ya.
Bye.